Jai Shri Mataji. Good morning, everyone. Let's all bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini, and put Bandhan. We'll take Shri Ganesh Mantra. In this meditative state, we will now hear Srimataji's speech.
Once your sense of security is established, your mental condition becomes normal. But one has to have little courage. There's nothing to be frightened in Kundalini awakening. She is your mother, and she loves you, and she has been born again and again with you, and she's just waiting for this chance to happen. If it happens, you'll be amazed how you get changed. Now here you know there are at least 50% people, maybe more, who are realized souls and who have got this. But when this Kundalini rises higher to this position, then a person becomes a witness. He just feels that the drama is over. He is not involved anymore. And then he becomes dynamic. Because if you are involved in a situation, you cannot do anything about it. You are all the time frantic or worried or looking at your watches and things like that. But if you are above it, then you can solve your problem better. You become a sakshi, a witness. Which Sri Krishna has said, Christ has said, Muhammad has said, that you have to become a sakshi, a witness. This is just a drama going on, and you are involved into it. The drama breaks through. And once this drama breaks, you start seeing it and you start laughing at it. At yourself also. Why was I worried? This is just a drama. And then, when the Kundalini rises even higher, at that point, and crosses it, you become thoughtlessly aware. There's no thought in your mind. You do not think anymore. You become silent. One thought arises and falls off, another arises and falls off. In between this thought, you just stand in the present. You become. And when the Kundalini pierces the last center, this one, then a cool breeze starts flowing from your hand. You start feeling the power flowing through. First time the central nervous system is feeling. At this time, you will be amazed all the 5 centers here and 6 and 7 centers start indicating, in the sense that all of them get enlightened. And if you place your hands like this, suddenly you find there's a tingling going on in here, or in here, or in here. And these all demarcate the centers which are in problem within you. On the left side or the right side? Well, the left side is the emotional side, and the right side is your physical and mental side. You start understanding yourself that here is the problem which is within us. For example, Brighton has a problem on here, mainly. Now, this stands for unauthorized working of God's power. For example, there must be a lot of black magic going on here. There must be a lot of people who are doing all kinds of Guru Vidya and all good sort of things which should not be done. Means people who are not authorized to do God's work are doing. This means that. And this percentage is quite a lot. And when this center is spoiled, which is very difficult because this encompasses even your mind and you get ideas from these people. And you are so ruined by that that it is very difficult for you to see the truth. That's why again and again I come to Brighton, because I know you have one great advantage, that is of sea. And how much the sea can take away also I don't know, but there are lots and lots of people who are practicing these bad things here. They perform all kinds of so-called miracles. For example, they remove this one from here to there. Now what does it matter in the eyes of God? Just think of it. Can't you remove yourself? They may give you a diamond just like this. You'll think, oh God, I've become so very rich. You might be having 10 diamonds first, then they give you 1 diamond. Take away all the 10. Why should God give you diamonds? What are diamonds for God? Just dust of his feet. To human beings, it's all important, bank balance, this thing. God doesn't operate all these things. He creates all the diamonds of the world. Why should he worry about giving you diamonds? All nonsense it is. Then there are some people who may show another kind of miracle like mesmerizing. They really mesmerize. And you get enamored by it, like some people start jumping, taking out their clothes. Why will God do that? So by taking out your clothes, do you become God? Can you become? I mean, how do you get evolved? After all, you used to wear clothes, now are you going to take it out? For so many years you have been wearing. Before that you never wore any clothes. So are you going to now become very much realized if you take out your clothes and start jumping like mad? Then some people say that you can jump like a frog. There was one person in Kolhapur, he was sitting with both his legs towards me. So some of the Sahaj Yogis went and said, you can't sit like this towards mother. He said, I'm sorry, if I just pull my legs, I will start hopping like a frog. So then I called him, I said, why should you hop like a frog? He said, my guru told me that when Kundalini awakens, you start hopping like a frog. And mine is already awakened and I'm hopping like a frog. All the time I'm hopping like a frog. I said, now if your Kundalini is awakened, are you going to become a frog after becoming a human being? You have to become something higher or lower animal. Tomorrow you'll be twisting like a worm and you'll say, I have to become a worm. Then there are some people who are going out for flying. There are some here who went out for flying also. Thousands of pounds they have spent for a bluffer who just bluffed them. They should have asked the fellow to fly to begin with. You see, drop him from tower. You see this, what you call leaning tower of Pisa. That's the best place, I would say. Take him up there and drop him from there and see how far he can fly. It's very easy to do that, to find out. But no, people paid a lot of money. And then we should think, are we going to become birds now? It is nowhere in the scripture said that you will be flying in the air. From where do you get this idea? Anybody comes with such ideas, why should people take it? Now you'll be surprised, we laugh at it. But there are 100,000 people, these Britishers, who are known for their wisdom. Only Britishers, I am saying. There are altogether 2 million people in the whole world who are following this man who is teaching flying. Can you believe such stupidity? such mass stupidity existing? Because it happens, because these are simple people. They are mesmerized, absolutely mesmerized, to such an extent that they cannot think, that thinking is zero, out of which these people who have come to me, I have seen, they were in the most miserable states. And even today they are. And it's acting like a mafia. Nobody can say that they are in that condition. This is the stupidity to which we succumb. When we are mesmerized, we cannot even think. We do not know how we are going. What are our movings? How we have to move. We just go on under the blanket, black blanket. And once we discover we are lost, we find that we are in the lunatic asylum or in the jail. From the same lot, we have had people who were in coma for 10 days. Just stiffened like this. Nobody knew this kind of a disease. This has come out of the so-called flying business, for which you pay and become a lunatic. So it is necessary also to see other people who... And it's very sad because these are all saints and seeking God who have been tortured and looted by this. This I've been saying from 1970 loudly. I've taken their names and flouted them and spoke everywhere I went. I spoke in America and everywhere I told that don't trust these people, don't trust these people. But nobody would listen. Recently I went to Bristol, I believe, where some Indians had come and some others had come. And the people said, Mother, we are surprised that a guru had come here about a year back, and there were thousands to see him. And this guru had no credibility of any kind. He came right from South Africa. And suddenly there were thousands to meet him. And this guru has now been found out to be a drunkard and has got 5-6 kids. What is his credibility? From where does he come? He says, I have a big business, whatever it is. Why is he here? It is also necessary that we should find out what sort of a life the person leads. Now, what should we expect to happen? I have told you that you become, there is an actualization of the experience, that you become that superior person endowed with supreme power of love. You become that. It is not only giving you a lecture that you are brothers and sisters and treat everyone very happily and they are all your own. It's not lecturing. It's not brainwashing. It's an actualization. It should happen to you. You should become that. You should feel others within yourself. You should feel others are part and parcel of your being. Then only it is. Otherwise, we have got United Nations, we have got so many organizations, brothers and sisters organizations, I call them, all put together. But it is all rational. It's not the thing happening within yourself. But when the Kundalini rises, she enlightens the spirits in your heart. And then the projection of the heart's quality, which is divine love, starts manifesting, and you start feeling in your heart the cool breeze, the cool radiance, the cooling radiance of the heart, which is described as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. This is a happening again and again. I'm telling you, it's not just telling you something that it should happen and you should become like. Now it takes only split of a second. You are just ready for it. How much time does it take to like this? Just split of a second. But supposing the wick is not all right, the petrol is not all, the oil is not all right, there's a problem in here, something, then it takes time to be corrected. If you are absolutely a normal person, it should be that. And once it is arisen, it doesn't fall down. But we have noticed that it doesn't work out that way. It's many people who get realization go back home and lose. And they give it up. This is another side of peace. They find it is too much. Or I don't know what they find. But if you take, say, 100 pounds from person for a course on Sarasota, which you cannot, then they'll come on. Because they'll think we have paid 100 pounds, better go through it. It's a funny human nature. And how to make this divine love fit into it is very difficult. Unless an human being rise up to a certain position of self-esteem, it doesn't fit into that. They have to recognize their realization. They have to understand that you have got it, that you have to establish yourself. So I do not know how to make these two things meet. For example, it is very easy to pamper your ego and take out all the money you have in your purse, all your properties and everything. It's the easiest thing to do, is to pamper your ego and tell you lies. But by that you do not gain anything. Now, if I have to give you something, I have to make you equal to it, isn't it? If there's something lacking, if there's a hole in a picture, how are you going to fill in the Ganges? So you fill in the Ganges, go home, find the whole Ganges will disappear. And you think now it's not working. Come back. The hole can be filled in. The hole can be again fixed. And you can be repaired. And you have to contain within yourself. You have to contain within yourself that power. So many of you have done it. Now in England we say, we have lots of people, lots and lots and lots, who have done it. And all over the world we have to do. Of course in India, in the villages of India I should say, not in the cities. Cities are meant for all these money makers, not for me. I am not interested in Indian cities, people who are in the city. Even the Indians over here, I don't know how far I'll work out with that. I'm sorry, but it's a fact. Same in India, the city dwellers are getting sophisticated now. But the villagers, who still are innocent and simple people, get it in thousands, in thousands. We've got the films of people, how they get it and how they work together. And it's spreading like fire, especially in Maharashtra. Also, we start it in other places, and I'm sure it will work. Now we have to see how many of you are willing to take up the challenge. It's a question of challenge. To you, to achieve it, and to establish it, and to know that you have all the power, all the potential powers within you. Just your best. Just your best. You need not be a big minister for this. On the contrary, they are difficult. rather difficult. Such people are quite difficult because they have a very big ego in the head. You see that yellow stuff? It covers the whole head of so many of these people. They are rather difficult. You have to be a noble person. Saman means audit. If you are over successful, the ego has to be punctured somewhere. Otherwise, too much, very big. The Kundalini cannot enter. If there is a balance of ego and superego in your head, then it will clear. But even if you have ego, it can be given balance, you can be cured, even if you have sickness, it can be done. Everything can be done. But today the time has come where thousands can get their realization and can be established because the last judgment has started. The last judgment is going to be through Kundalini awakening. As if Kundalini is the pointer in the balance. It has started. People are not aware that it has started. They do not want to be judged as yet. But time should not be lost. But this judgment is so beautiful that when you are judged, you get powers of your own, of your love. You enjoy the bliss of your spirit. You become so peaceful. All the tensions disappear. You become so dynamic. And the blessings of all the well-being come on you. As Krishna has said, Yoga Kshema Vahamya. First the yoga, then the Kshema. Kshema is the well-being. If you have not achieved your yoga, the Kshema is not there. People say, I am speaking Advaita of Shankaracharya. Of course, it is the same. Whether it's Shankaracharya or anybody. I am doing that, only he was preaching I am doing. What Christ said, what Krishna said, and what Muhammad said is nothing but Advaita, that you have to become one with God. But there are many who do not like it. They want to have Dvaita. They want to keep their personality so-called. I asked the other day one gentleman, who was a minister and all that. I said, what do you want to keep back? What bit part? He said, not my ego. I said, then what is it? It's that only. You want to keep back your ego. Unless and until you become big, you cannot evolve. And how do you become big? By becoming the ocean yourself. A small drop becomes an ocean as soon as he becomes one with the ocean. You become one with the awareness of God. This is what Christ has said. You are to be born again. It's said by everyone. Moses has said it. Everyone has said it. But people are telling me, no, that should not be done. Because these middle agencies will be losing their income. How will they exist without it? Try to see this one. Achieve your own power of love. Achieve yourself. Become yourself. If you want it, you can have it. But if you don't want, nobody can force it. Nobody can take away your freedom. If you want to remain as you are left with that. Then you face it up and live with it. But if you want the ultimate, the absolute, it is there. That's the only way you can get rid of your confusion and get rid of all your ideas of relative existence. Political, economic and everything can be only dissolved through achievement of your absolute. Because after realization you can feel. You can ask any absolute question. For example, if you want to ask a question, is there God? Immediately the fool will start coming. Submit the answer comes. As if like a computer you start working out because you are put to the main. So it is necessary for the whole humanity to pay attention to this. Because the time is coming when the sorting out will take place. That time, nobody is going to persuade or tell you and fill the hall and request. Sorting out will be there. Better get it down and establish. Whole humanity is to be saved. No use doing patchwork. Do something substantial. Substantial is only possible if you go to the roots of this tree of life and nourish it, enlighten it. That's the only way one can. May God bless you.
Mahamantras.
शक्ति महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः।
We thank you, Shri Mataji, for the beautiful collective morning meditation. Let's all bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini and put Bandhan. We'll join again tomorrow at the same time for the collective morning meditation. Jai Shri Mataji.